Welcome back, ghosts, ghouls, fiends, and fae, to a very spooky episode of the Hangout Quest podcast. I'm Camry, and I'm dressed as your host, Alex, for Halloween today.
And I'm Alex, dressed as Camry. In general, yeah. What are we talking about this week?
Not just for Halloween, just as a lifestyle choice going forward.
Right. What's geez, I wonder what's on the docket for the Halloween episode. This is
Ooh, who knows? Get used to me making that noise. I'm not going to be able to resist it.
Good. Yeah, well, I mean, it's that time of year, where ooh-woos are prominent. We heckin' love Halloween.
I do want to clarify. They're oohs and boos. They're not ooh-woos. No, that's not what you said. You're trying to pin something on me that is not happening. You're the ooh-woo host, okay? Not me.
Oh, I love Halloween. Who did we steal this holiday from? Is it just like Mexico or what?
It's pagans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Halloween is Witch's New Year. It's the start of the Wheel of well, it's simultaneously the start and end of the Wheel of the Year because it's a wheel. So there have for long stretches of history been Hallows Eve and Samhain celebrations. You get the carving pumpkins from pagan tradition and from carving turnips, which is, I don't know if you've ever seen them, utterly terrifying. The carved turnips are scary.
I don't know if I have ever seen a carved turnip.
Oh my God. After this, I'm going to show you. Yeah. Put a picture of it on the pod.
Okay. Yeah.
They're so scary.
Yeah. I was just thinking Mexico because of the Day of the Dead stuff, but I know, I actually don't know. Dressing up, I guess I know about the I don't know, is it Norwegians that have the maypole and stuff like that? They also
there's a lot of Celtic and Norse stuff. Yeah. The thing is that most of the pagan traditions are so old we're not sure who was the first one to do them or if everyone sort of simultaneously did them at different times, because the vast majority of them just celebrate the changing of the seasons or where the moon and the sun are in the sky, whatever. And so they're more or less pretty universal. And then a big bad religion came in and stole them all. So they've been co-opted in a lot of different countries and kind of morphed into different traditions by that.
Alrighty. Well, I am a huge solstice fan. That's my universal thing that I like about these seasons changing holidays. I heckin' love them. They're great. And by them, I really just mean winter and fall. But whatever.
Well, fall is not a solstice.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
You have your it's turning into a pagan podcast. You have your summer solstice and your winter solstice, and then you have your autumn equinox and spring equinox.
Perfect.
I love all of those. Those are the high holidays.
Heck yeah.
In my opinion, not everybody.
I agree. I think Halloween's probably my favorite holiday. But it's just the fall time of year, So it would be Thanksgiving, but I'm not a giant fan of Thanksgiving. So that's hey, we like this time of year. So we're here to celebrate that by some spooky questions,
some spooky endeavors.
Our first one's gonna be summoning circles for Genshin characters and then ourselves. So what's the gimmick? Lay out the rules.
Yes. So the idea bubbling in my cauldron is, a summoning circle is a pentagram. There's 5 things you need to put on the point of a pentagram. And in my view, when we're talking about a summoning circle, I'm not talking about items that are going to force the person that you're summoning to have to appear because they're like the precious items that are like soul bound to that person. But I'm talking about like making an offer you cannot refuse. 5 things this person would want so badly that when you lay them out and you call out to them on your summoning circle, they're like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm there. That sounds like a great time. So the proposed items are something to eat, something to drink, something of physical world attachment, a signature weapon, and that can be metaphorical or their literal signature weapon. For Genshin characters, is probably their literal signature weapon. Mm-hmm. And then an item of emotional attachment, right? So the example that I cooked up was Ayato. You would want a boba tea, some dango, a peace treaty that needs his signature, or like something his sister needs from him, like a little piece of unfinished business, his signature sword, and then like a stuffed little dog, a Shiba or whatever dog Toma is, because he's emotionally attached to that. He'd want to come get those things.
He is. Yeah. I like that. I don't know if it would be him or Ayaka that would want their signature weapon and their sibling's signature weapon. That could both be. I like that.
Well, I guess you could put both down and see which sibling shows up for all the same things.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Because she's also, I mean, I don't know if she's a boba tea addict, but she is a tea person. Hey, you know, they are tea barons, you know.
They are tea people. Yeah. I feel like for her, it would be regular tea, but I think she would want something different to eat than dango, because I feel like she likes pizza and she has that favorite noodle dish, you know.
Heck yeah.
And her emotional attachment item maybe is some fireworks for Yoimiya.
Yeah. This is got me thinking about the other siblings, like Lenny, you know, because Lynette and Firmine don't have signature weapons, except
right.
Firmine was shown with a bell in his splash art, but
right. So I feel like for Fremine, it'd be a metaphorical physical or signature weapon, and it would be his diving helmet, because he uses it to like ward off social interaction.
Right. Yeah. Would he answer a summoning circle, or would he be too fully nervous to be summoned? You know, I don't know.
I feel like, okay, if Pear was there, his helmet was there. What does he like to eat?
I don't know. Not spicy food, I'm pretty sure.
Right. Does he like anything enough that he would come when beckoned for a social call?
I don't know. I'm sure he said something like whenever they showed up for that restaurant event a while ago. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that he talked about his food preferences, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I just don't remember.
Well,
I think he mostly just was saying that he didn't want something spicy. I don't know that he told us what he does like.
Yeah. I think with him, it would probably depend more on who's doing the summoning, you know? Is it Clarand? Is it
Charlotte?
Is it Charlotte? Because if so, then he's right in there. You know, if it's Charlotte, you know, hey,
right?
Maybe, I don't know. I like to believe that he actually liked Charlotte. I don't think he would come if it was Clarand, but you know,
he'd be way too intimidated. I don't think he'd show.
And he acted intimidated with Charlotte, but I don't know, man. I think there's something there.
I think there's a spark there. I do.
Thank you.
Okay, so.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, if you're gonna summon, you got to pick a Genshin character that you would like to summon.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would like to pick Farina, but after thinking about it here for a second, I think that the character most into this would probably be. Oh man, I was gonna say Fischl, but now I'm thinking Mona. Like it would be most into being summoned by a summoning circle. I don't know, because oh jeez.
I mean, both of those are good picks.
They are good picks. Probably Mona though.
Okay.
She's most likely to answer a summoning, I think. Especially if we put money in there, because that's
That's
something that
true.
she wants.
Okay. So something to drink.
Yeah. Oh, well, it can't just be water.
No, she's not coming for water.
She is kind of desperate for food and sustenance in general, so maybe she would come for water, but a nice expensive wine and an expensive meal of some sort would make her happy. I think she asked for salad, but we could give her something more expensive, and that would be more enticing.
Yeah, like a big array of dishes, a couple of different drinks.
I've made
and then you said Mora.
I don't think she has a signature weapon. Yeah, Mora for sure. It's got to be a lot of Mora, like 5 at least.
A lot of Mora. Yeah. So what's her metaphorical signature weapon?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it'd have to be her water Oculus thing, huh? I forget what she calls it. I'm not a real Mona fan.
I think it's a focus.
Right.
I'm not sure what she calls. I don't play Mona. Full disclosure.
Geez. I do, but I don't. I don't think she talks about it in her fighting animations. But hey, yeah, I think Mona would be super into being summoned though, especially for the Mora. And then you've got her there, and you guys can talk about the future and stuff. That'd be fun.
Okay, so you need a signature weapon and an emotional attachment item.
Oh, geez, yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, you might be able to get her there with a Sakamura and a feast, but
yeah, the signature weapon would be her little Oculus thing.
Okay.
And then the emotional thing, I don't know. It'd have to be like. Oh geez, I should have just picked Fischl, but Fischl's she likes books, I'm sure there's tons of
yeah.
That's another item we could pick. I don't know if that's an emotion.
It could be like a book that Lisa recommends that she thinks Mona might not have.
Yeah, Mona needs all the astrology books. Fischl's got a signature weapon. People forget. She's got a 4-star. It's like the Midnight Waltz or whatever. That's,
the Midnight Waltz. Sure.
It's in German, but yeah, that's what it is. But yeah. So maybe something to do with Fischl. Though. Maybe Fischl's signature weapon could summon.
Would bring Mona.
Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe.
Midnight Waltz.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
I don't know. Who have you got? What are you doing? Show me how it's done.
I mean, all right. Well, obviously, I've got to pick Navia.
Yeah.
So we're bringing Fanta. We're bringing Macrons. We're bringing, obviously, her signature weapon. We're bringing something of her mom or dad's. Right? She's very attached to both of them. Yeah, she does have a picture.
And we could steal that and use it to summon her.
Oh, we could. And then we're going to give her some new sunglasses or an umbrella or some jewelry. She is a fashionista, and I feel like if we picked her out something thoughtful, she'd be there for it.
Yeah, she's real into ship steering wheels. So
yeah, a little necklace with a little ship steering wheel, or like a compass necklace, and you could be like, "Well, you're my North Navia," because I would, because I'm in love with her. I mean,
of course.
Yeah.
So is it actually just macrons, or is it the ingredients for macrons? And then do you need her portable stove? There's a lot of things it could be with the macrons.
There's a lot of things it could be. I also feel like if I made her macarons, she would be excited that someone made them for her.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Do her new gang members need to be there?
She can bring them. She can bring them if she wants to, or she can come by herself if she wants to. We'll have a good time no matter what,
Sure.
Navia's smart. I don't know if she would go to a summoning circle alone.
True. They can be kind of nuts. All right, now we got to talk about Farina though. So
Yeah.
just some sort of
we
cake.
can collaborate. Mm-hmm.
She likes.
Well, that one, the special cake, only 7 slices a day or whatever.
Yeah, she's really into that cake. She's got her own signature cake that she makes. But I don't know. There's also macaroni. She likes that. So
she does.
She's got a signature weapon.
Oh. She does have a signature weapon. I do think the thing that would entice her more is that cake that she can't afford anymore. Because, like, even when Arlecchino brought it and Farina was, you know, still on the throne or whatever, she was, like, excited by that cake.
Yeah, she likes that cake, for sure. I bet she can still afford it. She's got her consulting business, and that Melazine police officer could afford it. So I bet Farina's got it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think it's like it's the scarcity. It's the scarcity of it. You got to be there in the morning. Yeah.
And I don't think she's a morning person.
She's, I don't know, like a director's chair, perhaps.
A director's chair? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think she's a coffee person. But I don't know.
I know tea parties are a must for the well-mannered.
Yeah, she's got, tea is probably more her thing, but I think she likes
I think she also likes coffee.
The diner, or the cafe. She likes a cafe, so.
Maybe she'd be more enticed by coffee than tea, because I feel like people are giving her tea all the time.
Yeah, potentially. And I mean, if we get our hands on Surintendant or something, and just have him around.
Well, that could also be her emotional item, because she would show up to reclaim Surintendant, but she would kick your ass for stealing him. So
true. And it would have to be Surintendant, because Craboletta would just beat us up.
Yeah, and Craboletta would just kill us.
I think the Usher probably could too. Craboletta would definitely one-shot us.
Oh, yeah, easy.
She might one-shot us for picking on for picking on Surintendant. I don't know. Maybe it's a Surintendant plushie. That's, you know.
Yeah, a Surintendant plushie would do it for emotional attachment, I think. Also, I feel like there's probably things like a thoughtful gift from Clorand, you know, would do it.
Right, yeah. From Clorand, for sure. Not, you know, Nouvelette wouldn't have a thoughtful gift for her, so. Yeah.
No, we would ask, and he would be like, well, wouldn't anyone come if you just put out 5 cups of different regional waters? You know? Which is also, by the way, how you summon a Nouvelette, just 5 different cups of water. Because he's that boring, folks.
Wait, so... Yeah. And you said music, you mentioned, could be something that is involved here. And Farina has a lot of signature songs that we could be playing. We could be playing La Baguette in the background. And that we could. Her.
Definitely.
I think that might be the song that I choose for my summoning circle, is the La Baguette.
Okay, so are you going to make like a radio playing La Baguette, the actual song? Not the meme version.
It's not
one
actually,
of the points is that your emotional attachment item, or do you just want that on in the room?
That may just have to be on in the background. Yeah. Is it La Baguette? I thought that I was making a joke with La Baguette. Is that actually?
Well, the meme song is called La Baguette.
Okay.
I don't know the name of the song because everyone just calls it La Baguette.
Okay. Well, there you go. Great.
Even though when it came out, as you remember, I was obsessed with it and I would just listen to it endlessly.
Yeah. It's wonderful. I listen to some covers or whatever. Like I like it. I think it's great. I really like that music. I also really like the Sinner's finale music. The music that was playing like for Farina's execution, it was good music.
Yeah, it was good music.
Hey, rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Yeah,
Farina.
so for
Well,
me,
Fossilor.
it'd be something like my drink would probably be LaCroix or Quirk, the
Okay.
Boulevard seltzer. I'm a LaCroix guy though, so that's fun.
Which
My food,
flavor? Sorry.
either the key lime or the coconut, but
Okay. Okay. The
I
key
feel
lime
nostalgic
is
about the
really
pomegranate
good.
though. So
Pomegranate's good.
or not oh god. I don't think that there is a pomegranate. I got it mixed up with I don't know. Okay, key lime and coconut.
Key lime is really good.
Yeah, I like key lime.
I think coconut is an unhinged choice for
you think
LaCroix,
so?
but you go ahead.
I don't know. I like it. Yeah.
I'm not a huge LaCroix enjoyer, and I feel like coconut tastes kind of foul to me.
Dang. Yeah, I like coconut sparkling water. It's weird. LaCroix's got a key lime flavor and just a lime flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be the key lime.
But the key lime is better than the lime.
Yeah, it's much better. It's much better. And then the Quirk, there's like a variety pack that's all like fruit whips, and I like that variety pack. So any of those. My food would be Panda Express for sure. My signature
and you have
weapon.
To specify your. You have to specify your Panda Express order because you're not going to show up if it's the wrong food.
True. Yeah. Well, I like chow mein and the string bean chicken, but I also like the fried rice and orange chicken. But the string bean chicken would definitely be more likely to get me there. My signature weapon would probably just be Ayaka's signature weapon because I have I've got one of those in real life. It's made out of foam, but it holds a lot of emotional value to me. You were giving me some options earlier. My favorite book, I mean, I heckin' love Legends and Lattes, so probably put that as my book. Maybe a Game of Thrones book, but that's kind of cringe. So we'll just do the Legends and Lattes. I don't know. I think that's about. Is that 5? Oh, geez.
I think we're missing one. So we have your drink, your food, your signature weapon, and your and then some Farina fan art.
Yeah. That'll do it. I think that all
right.
that.
And you want La Baguette playing in the room.
I think that would make me summon out of the ground for sure.
Okay, that sounds good. And he's gonna be summoned out of the ground.
Yeah, like the pentagram lights up and then a portal, and then there I am.
And then you just like rise out of the ground like a musician coming onto stage at a concert, just like slowly.
Exactly like that.
Okay.
And I say, "Where's the Farina fan art?" Boom.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, I feel like for mine, a drink would be an espresso martini. I will be there for that any day. Food would. Oh, go ahead.
Are you a big espresso martini guy, like just in general? I feel like whenever I tell people I like espresso martinis, everyone I say that to is like, they're hit and miss. Like there's a lot of people who like don't like a lot of espresso martinis, and there's a lot of people that like certain ones like a whole lot.
Okay. So the key is you want a black espresso martini. You don't want a creamy espresso martini. If they're putting Baileys in it or some other cream liqueur, it is not good and it will not be good. But if it's just espresso and a coffee liqueur and vodka, it's good. And it's really hard to mess up. And most places just use Kahlua, which means that most of the time it's the same experience.
Okay. That's interesting. I like the creamy martinis, but I'll have to see what I see with a black espresso martini.
Right.
In the future.
And that's
I'm gonna try this out.
Some creamy espresso martinis are good, But that's where people are saying it's hit and miss, because if you're just ordering whatever espresso martini is on the menu, sometimes it's going to be a black espresso martini, which is sweet and still tastes like coffee and has a good kick. But sometimes it's a creamy espresso martini and then it's not very strong. It's really sweet. It doesn't have a lot of a kick. It'll get you drunk. It's strong, but it doesn't taste like it's strong. And that I have a problem with that.
I love stuff that's strong and doesn't taste strong. That's why I like espresso martinis. But hey,
if I want something that's strong that doesn't taste strong, I'm going to drink a Cosmo or something fruity. If I order something that's coffee, I want it to taste like coffee.
That's right.
That's
all right.
just me.
what's I knocked you off the train of thought here. What's your food?
That's okay. My food would be mac and cheese. I famously love mac and cheese. The thing is, it has to be a good mac and cheese, preferably with like a white sauce. If it is a shitty mac and cheese, I'm not going to show up. So you could substitute mac and cheese for pancakes if the mac and cheese is not going to be good.
Okay. That's Noelle's favorite food. So when you say shitty, like Velveeta mac and cheese that everyone eats.
I'm not there. I won't be
there.
You're
not there? That's like everyone's favorite food.
I don't eat Kraft mac and cheese. I don't eat Velveeta mac and cheese. It's got to have real cheese. I could, we can debate on a crust. Some crusts are great. Some crusts are not great. My opinion is that a mac and cheese that is Parmesan based is the best possible mac and cheese. Or a mac and cheese that has a blend of cheeses that includes like a Gruyere.
Okay, well,
I
feel like you just started a war, really, but
I'm just saying for my personal taste, a mac and cheese that is going to summon me.
This is how we summon you
from the void, right? Mm-hmm. Is a nice like Parmesan and sharp cheddar and Gruyere. And you know what? Throw some pepper jack in there. That's fine. It doesn't have to be like exactly the same thing every time. But if there's processed cheese, I don't like it. Mm. And if the pasta is like, if it's been frozen or it's been dried, like you have to be careful with it. So it's, I'm picky. I'm picky about my mac and cheese.
I get that. I'm picky too. That's why I only eat fake cheese. I hate real cheese. So, of course. I know what's going on here.
Right.
All right.
Okay, so my signature weapon would either be a big fucking axe, because I want to swing a big fucking battle axe. That's half of what got me interested in Navi in the first place. Mm-hmm. Or if we're talking realistic in my real life, it would be my big ass heavy water bottle that I take with me everywhere. Because I feel like I could knock a motherfucker out with it if it's full.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only weapon that I generally have on me, except for my, sharp tongue. But y'all can't have that to summon me with. So.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work. Let me see. An earthly item would be like a nice big cozy sweater.
Yeah, I was thinking about like a weighted blanket or something would be a dope,
we don't have to get into this, but my weighted blanket was stolen.
Oh my God.
By a recent former roommate, and I'm really mad about it.
Oh geez. What a disaster.
Really mad about it. Anyways, so a weighted blanket, would also work because I would like another one of this.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we got to put one in there. That'll be really enticing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then an emotional attachment item for me would be like a cryptid plushie or like a bat plushie. I not just because it's Halloween. I like cute spooky things very much. And then if you want bonus points, if Take on Me by Aha is playing in the room, I'll be there. That's how you get me to materialize in a puff of smoke and a collection of ravens.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's your skin, your animation for being summoned.
Yeah. Your animation is coming up from the ground. Mine is a puff of black smoke and a bunch of ravens.
And as soon as I show up, I say toodaloo, or toodaloo.
You say toodaloo, which means goodbye.
What? Yep.
Hey, man. I'll just come in singing Take On Me with the song.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Heck yeah. So, yeah. So you just said like spooky things there. I know that we're kind of moving on here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I need it. I don't think I need anything else to be summoned. Do you need anything else to be summoned?
No, I'm good.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Because I just wanted to talk about Over the Garden Wall. Like I heckin' love that show, and I really want. I need people to know that. I need people to know that Over the Garden Wall is an amazing thing, and we need to watch that. We
do need to watch it again.
It needs to be like, one of these weekends. But like
definitely
it's almost
is
Halloween,
that another Camry victory? Is that another thing I made you watch? I can't remember.
I think so. It was you guys. I don't know if it was you or Cole, or if you guys both just like brought it up one day or what. I don't know.
I'll take a co-victory.
Yeah.
I'll take a team
really
team effort victory. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. And he's always pushing these animated shows on me, so I would assume he told me to watch it at some point, and I just
Yeah, I think I harangued you into a watch party to actually watch it at some point. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I had another victim this year, so I'm gonna have to go find someone next year who's never seen it to make watch it.
Yeah. It really helps with the mood. I feel like it's a good spooky watch. What are some other spooky watches that you enjoy from time to time?
Spooky watches that I enjoy. Okay.
Are you a big scary movie fan?
I'm not. So contrary to the other parts of my personality, I do not like to be scared. I don't like horror. I don't like gore. I have an anxiety disorder. I don't want to have images to fixate on about bad things that can happen. And I have a job where people tell me about a lot of bad things. So I don't need to also see them. Dark for a second. Adds up. But as far as watches that I like to do, The Addams Family is one of my easy go-tos. So I will, as kind of a general rule of thumb, watch The Addams Family for Thanksgiving. Or I'm sorry, I will watch The Addams Family 1 for Halloween. I will watch Addams Family Values #2 for Thanksgiving because it is a Thanksgiving movie. Fight me about it. And then I will watch The Addams Family again for Christmas because it's actually a Christmas movie. Fight me about it.
I see.
It occurs at Christmas time, and it's about the love of family and togetherness, which makes it a Christmas movie.
I see. Okay. I mean, that's logic, That's what Die Hard was about. So
it has every theme that Die Hard has, and it also occurs at Christmas time. So it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, perfect.
One more time, fucking fight me about it.
I need to watch The Addams Family. I haven't been a big enjoyer, and a lot of people in my life really like The Addams Family. So
yes,
I kind of know a lot about it,
Honestly, the second one I prefer to the first one because it is a little more fun in my opinion, but they're both great.
Right.
You can't do better than Morticia Addams. You just fully cannot.
Right, and that's why she's one of the main reasons I think that I need to watch the.
You would love Morticia.
I think I would. Yeah, she seems like the kind of person I would love. We need spooky events in Genshin. We're doing, Nahita's birthday event just started, and that's great. We heckin' love
it's
Nahita.
Great. It is not spooky.
Parties. Yeah, she's in a flower carriage. Like I don't think,
I mean, I don't want to detract. I'm so excited that she's finally getting the birthday party that she deserves, and we get to make her feel special because she deserves it. But we could have done this at a different time and could have done a spooky patch, personally.
Spooky patch, I'm surprised. I'm wondering if Star Rail would do it, but we just got a new patch in Star Rail too, and I don't think anything spooky is happening. But I don't know. Star Rail, it had a Halloween thing. Last year it had one, so I'm not too upset about it because we had the Hanya and Shui Halloween
that's
event
true.
last year, so
That's true.
I can't complain too much. But we need more, dude. Like I don't know. Like
I'm gonna keep. I would like a Halloween event from all of my games every year.
Oh,
is what I would want.
That's reasonable, I'd say.
Yeah. One more good spooky watch is Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Oh, okay. I remember Casper.
I'm nostalgic for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the, I want to say 4 VHS tapes that my grandma had at her house. So we could watch The Wizard of Oz or Casper the Friendly Ghost, or I want to say Space Jam, maybe.
Okay.
And then there was something Disney, maybe The Lion King.
That's a very grandma group of VHS tapes.
It is.
Heck yeah.
And when I was younger, I definitely thought The Wizard of Oz was scarier than Casper because of the flying monkeys. So
I also thought that that The Wizard of Oz was kind of scary. The Witch of the West was the scary lady.
She's scary.
Now I'm just impressed. But yeah,
she's impressive. But she's a scary lady, which is her goal. She wants to be a scary lady, so more power to her. But yeah, it's it is a spooky movie.
yeah. I would be a flying monkey for her, for sure. What was that? I was about to yap about something else, but I got distracted.
I made you think about how much you'd want to bone the Wicked Witch of the West. My bad.
Yeah.
Also, do you have spooky watches? I was going to ask you the same question.
Oh, yeah. Well, my spooky watches are over the garden wall.
Is it just over the garden wall?
So
okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I guess I could have talked about how I do like scary movies, but not very much. I don't have like a bunch of favorite scary movies or anything, but I'm down for like a watch party of like Saw or something. Like I like that stuff. Or The Conjuring. I like those things.
Not for me.
I don't mind. Yeah, that's fair. I like watching scary movies as like a group activity type of thing. It's fun to. It's not as fun to just watch.
I can't. I have to close my eyes through parts of Game of Thrones. Like Lawson, until the last 2 seasons, Lawson had watched them already before he got me watching them. And so he would have to like warn me when something really gross was going to happen if he could remember.
I see. Yeah, really just not a fan.
Can't.
Of the scary.
It's the gore. It's the gore
stuff.
More than anything.
Surprising
like
and gory stuff.
I can't do zombies at all. Like body horror is hard for me. It has to be very silly, or I can't.
I see.
I can't do it.
So when that dude gouged that guy's eyes out and popped.
Yeah, I was not watching.
Was that ridiculous enough?
I had my eyes closed, and the sound was a little haunting.
Yeah. I could see how that would be funny or not funny. All right, the next spooky thing we need to talk about is Hu Tao and her shipping options. We love Hu Tao shipping.
We do.
I think that Hu Tao is a pretty good shipping candidate because she's kind of a menace. And like that energy can be paired with like Menace and Menace go well together, but Menace and Quiet One go well together. Menace and like Freak of any kind go together. Like Menace, it's a good type to go with any other sort of type.
Well,
so it's honestly a pretty
and
good
her spooky
situation.
Is also so easily pairable because she's also like fun. She's not like Zhao, She is spooky. Yeah. She is a funeral director. She is haunted, but none of it's that serious to her.
And she has a good time with it. Like she enjoys her haunted life. So it's like
she likes her life. So adding someone to it isn't going to be like an obstacle in and of itself.
Right. I enjoy Hu Tao. I think that she's got a great personality for all this.
Mhm.
So it's good. This is great. We didn't do her summoning circle. Where does?
Okay, well, I mean, we can do her summoning circle real quick.
I was gonna say Chi-Chi's in the summoning circle, but I don't know. Like it would only take one item to get Hu Tao.
Chi-Chi.
It's a Chi-Chi, and she wants to bury her.
It's
bad.
Chi-Chi
So
in a bowl of anything spicy.
Oh, does she like spicy food? Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
She loves those hot peppers.
Okay.
That's her like ascension stat.
Is it?
Or her ascension material is spicy peppers.
So, are you telling me that Zhang Ling is your first proposal? Or what?
I'm telling you, Zhang Ling is not a bad idea. I do think that they would be kind of insufferable together because they're both very cheery and they're both very like loud and hyper.
Right.
And while they might have a fun time together, no one else in the whole of Liawa Harbor would be having a good time.
Right. Jeez. Heck yeah, dude. If they got their hands on Chung Yun, just dragging him along, he would not.
I would watch that show.
Yeah. I say that Chung Yun's not. I sometimes I think of Chung Yun as like the quiet one, but like he's not really. He's actually pretty social.
He's not.
He's kind of the social one between him and Sing Cho. So I don't know.
Right.
I think I'm mostly thinking of Mika.
Right.
Mika's the awkward one that doesn't want to.
Right.
Chung
well,
Yun
I also
loves
feel like
talking
it's
to
easy to conflate Chung Yun and Fremine, where like Chung Yun is reserved and meek and also very awkward. He has a hard time interacting with people because he takes everything they say very literally. And so before we had, Mika's and Fremine's, we were all like, oh, he's the quiet, shy, awkward one. But it's not really true. He's quite social. He just like struggles at that.
Yeah. He doesn't mind it though. Like he'll talk to you excitedly, like he's interested in having conversations. It's just hard for him.
Yeah.
It's just
he doesn't know that he's struggling. We just know he's struggling.
Yeah. All right. So with Chi-Chi in mind, like, is her and Baiju, is that a enemies to lovers situation, or are you not?
No, it's not. Never? She hates him. She hates everything he stands for. She can't hardly stand to be in the same room with him. She couldn't hardly stand to like help the same patient with him. That's not gonna enemies to lovers because he blows and he's not gonna change. And she's right. And she doesn't need to change.
Yeah, true. All right.
He is fucking with the natural order of life and death, and it is going to cost him, and perpetuating that cycle continues to exact great cost. She's correct. And this is not just about Chi-Chi, about his fucking snake deal too.
Well, yeah. Chi-Chi's an extension. Chi-Chi plus now there's like a second Chi-Chi out there that's just that NPC guy from his story quest. So I think he's still out there. I'm pretty sure he's a zombie.
I don't remember.
I can't remember if he ends up dying or not at the end. But yeah.
I don't remember.
That's what they were fighting for.
I mostly remember being pissed that we're supposed to think Baiju is right, but he's not. He just isn't. Objectively, in my opinion, Hu Tao is correct.
Maybe.
I just said objectively, in my opinion.
You did just say that. But hey, when Hu Tao, I feel like that's something Hu Tao would say. Objectively, in my opinion. That's something she'd get away with it too. So I don't know. All right. Well, one that of course I want to talk about is Farina, because they did finally meet. They
had those outfit swaps.
Yeah, long before they met in game, they had plenty of outfit swaps and shipping material. But eventually, that did actually happen in the game, and they did talk, and it wasn't that bad. I don't know how much shipping bait there was in there, but there was some good stuff. There's some fun material. I think they like each other. I don't think
there was any direct ship bait, but they got on well. Hu Tao kind of was teasing Farina. Farina fell for it and then was a good sport about it afterwards.
Yep.
And that's the kind of dynamic that I super support for a Hu Tao ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's an option. It's out there. It's not an option. Like nothing bad happened. They seem to enjoy each other's shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then Nouvellette and Zhongli could be real good friends, I bet. So
yeah.
Actually,
I love, honestly, with all the Hu Tao Farina fan art, some of my favorite was like Hu Tao and Farina hanging out together, and then they're like awkward pseudo dads in the background going like, well, I don't know about osmanthus wine, but have you tried the water from this pool, this ancient water source or whatever?
Right. Which is funny because I feel like Nouvellette and Zhongli would get along if there wasn't the whole dragon and archon thing. Like, I'm pretty sure that they're actually mortal enemies, but
well, I think they're technically mortal enemies,
yeah.
But I also think that Rex wouldn't have a problem with the dragon of somewhere else.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know, because I'd say that it definitely is going to be a plot point at some point, because it was a plot point in was that just the Lunar Revel event where did Farina and Hu Tao meet? Was that in an Archon quest, or was that
it was in the
is in like an interlude of some sort,
it was in the Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
Lantern Rite.
Right. So was that just in that event, or was that in an interlude?
Yeah, it was just in the Lantern Rite event.
Well, that kind of poo-poos on my my idea is that it's going to be a plot point at some point, because they made such a big deal about Nouvellette like purposefully avoiding Zhongli. So I feel like eventually there's going to be something where Nouvellette, does interact with one of the Archons, because he doesn't like him.
Maybe so.
Ostensibly speaking, like his words are, "I'm going to bring all the other Archons to trial." Like that's what he says, but I don't know like what his actual plans are. So who knows?
Right. I just feel like Mr. Justice and Mr. Order could get along on a lot of things. And I do think they would have their things that they disagree on, but both of them are just like civil gentlemen who buy into doing things by the rules and to social contracts. And I don't think that it would ever actually get ugly between them. I think they would just have like sort of unspoken conversational rules that they follow when they do meet.
Perhaps, yeah. I don't know. That's
just how I see it playing out.
Because we got to remember,
Rex isn't going to be the one who steps out of line about there being a dragon. It would have to be Nouvellette who steps out of line about it, and I don't see him doing that.
Maybe.
I guess with Rex, at least.
I guess I think Rex is more of a loose cannon than you give him credit for, because we got to remember that that's the guy that's like that's the guy. Like he's the one that like killed everyone. So he was. Yeah, and maybe he's changed a lot, but I don't know. Maybe not, depending on what's going on. So because he obviously, I just don't think he's that loose of a cannon. Yeah.
I really think he feels like his contract is fulfilled.
Yeah.
I really think that Rex was never a loose cannon, and he killed people who didn't play by the rules because the rules are really important to him, more important than people are. And yes, that's a flawed view, but I don't think that Nouvellette falls on the wrong side of that, because the rule breaker in this case was Focalors, and Focalors already paid the price for breaking the contract.
Yeah. Maybe
Nouvellette is just the outcome of that. He doesn't struggle with the outcomes of broken contracts. He struggles with the people who break contracts.
Yeah, maybe. It could be absolutely fine, whatever they meet. I'm just thinking there's the potential there for it not being fine.
I think the one with whom it would go ugly is Raiden, because I think that this is not what we're talking about, but I think that Nouvellette would find the things that she has done extremely unjust, where I don't think he has so much issue to take with Rex.
Yeah, maybe. It depends on his view on Rex's war, you know. Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah. But I don't know. Anyway, Hu Tao's shipping options. So,
Hu Tao's shipping options.
Yeah.
They just have to take Rex into account, which is why we're talking about this, because he is her dad.
Yeah, he's going to be there. And he is an Archon. So, yeah, he is her dad and her main employee. So, like, he's going to be around.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be around.
Yeah.
I do think that Hu Tao is one of the very, very rare Venti ship possibilities.
Venti ships. Yeah, I mean, hey, they had that whole event together and they got along.
They have that whole event together. They're musical, their poetry together. They're both lighthearted and silly, and they have a serious side, and they both think a lot about death.
They do. They actually really do. You know, Venti is a depressed boy about his friends. Mm-hmm. So, and Hu Tao would be, you know, a good person to talk to about that. Because she's also kind of depressed about all her family members dying. So, you know, it's like she's got an animo boy background without being an animo boy. She does. So, yeah.
She just also has a really healthy view on life and death and cycles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That I think Venti would benefit from having some of that perspective. And I think that she could be a good person to have those conversations with.
Yeah.
For her own self, where like nothing he's going to say is going to rock the way that she understands life and death, because she can like physically see how it works.
Yeah, she's got a lot of answers, a lot of assuredness with life and death.
Yeah. And I feel like Venti has so many questions, and that's frustrating for him because he's an Archon and he has been around forever and he should know these things, but he doesn't. I think that they would get on famously. I do think that she's enough fun that he would stick around.
Yeah, I definitely think there's not a whole lot of people, like you're saying, that are fun enough for Venti. Like, you know, Venti gets along with not everyone, but for most people. But it's like, it's more, whenever you're shipping Venti, it is more about if the person you're shipping could keep his attention. And I definitely think Hu Tao is someone that could. So, yeah.
Yeah, she's unpredictable. She's spontaneous. She's fun. Yeah. They have a lot in common.
They do have a lot in common.
I do think that would work.
I like the poetry angle. You know, they like songs and poetry and stuff. So I think that's a good option for sure. I like it.
Yeah. And he could get along with Rex. He definitely knows what osmanthus wine tastes like. He's a drunkard.
Yeah, dude. He heckin' loves osmanthus.
He's had every kind of wine.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I bet you're right. You're right. That's funny. I have not listened to Zhongli's voice lines or Venti's voice lines. I wonder if Venti has a voice line about osmanthus wine.
Osmanthus wine.
That'd be sick. I don't have my Venti yet. I'm working on it. Okay, next time Venti comes around.
Yeah, when you do, we'll have to investigate his voice lines.
Maybe we need to be shipping Zhongli and Venti instead of Hu Tao.
Maybe. So, you know, I'm not opposed to that, but for right now, I'm picking Hu Tao.
Yeah.
I don't think Rex would keep Venti entertained.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, probably not. It depends on how interesting he finds his social awkwardness, because Rex does have a lot of quirks. It's just kind of they're just weird, boring quirks. But
he is the most interesting mundane man.
Man, dude. So who are some other options here for Hu Tao?
For Hu Tao? We've exclusively picked Archons so far.
Yeah, true.
Do we want to try and match her with Mavwika?
I don't think she'd like her. She's got a lot. She's got a lot of life and death stuff too. But
I don't know enough about Mavwika to even go there.
Yeah, I don't know either. She's super sentimental and she's got a stick up her butt. Like, she's very serious about everything all the time. But again, that's kind of like, I feel like that's a problem with the Archon quests. I think, you know, maybe we'll get to know more about her later.
Yeah, we need to see Mavwika post Archon quest to get to know her.
And she's got jokes.
Because I feel like Raiden is not who she was as the Archon at all.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, she's a grade A waifu nowadays. Yeah, to her detriment, 100%. But yeah, let's. Yeah.
Like, Nahida is still Nahida. She's very consistent, but I think she is one of the better written Archons.
Yeah.
Where like Farina is not who Farina was, literally, because she doesn't have to pretend to be that person anymore. But we often see and experience a lot of change in our archons between the quest and the playable stage.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you bring up that I'm gonna have to talk about later for sure. Because yeah, Movica needs to change, and it's like it's not in a good way. Like it's not in the same kind of ways as some of the previous archons, but.
Mm-hmm.
But is she a viable option for Hu Tao? Probably not at this point. I
Probably
don't,
not
I
at
don't
this
know.
point.
If
It's
she,
just kind of a funny joke.
yeah, yeah. So who are some of the more who are these other people that we could get her with? Who would she like?
Lenny.
You think she'd like Lenny?
I think she would. She values showmanship.
She does.
She really loves people who are passionate about things. She likes to be interested in the things other people are interested in. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think Hu Tao watching a magic show would be the most delightful audience member possible.
She would ooh
because
and awe.
she would ooh and awe with all of her might.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting pick. I'm thinking about it, and I think that you're kind of onto something, because I think that Lenny would like to have someone who oohs and ahs. And he also is interested in, he likes being interested in other people's nonsense. He asks lots of questions. So he could ooh and ah about her knowledge of the afterlife, which I'm sure
he's curious. He's interested. Yeah. If she gave him a cryptic poem, he would take the time to solve it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think she'd get along with Lynette pretty well. I think that she could read Lynette instantly, and then they would be like, they would get along without saying much to each other all the time.
Yeah, so they would have tea together in relative quiet and have a mutual understanding. They would have like side-eye conversations.
Yep.
I think she would get along with Fremine too, because she can be quite gentle when she wants to be.
Yeah.
And I think she would be like pulling him into doing fun things that he would enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you stumbled onto something. What about Arlecchino though? What's the I was gonna because I was about to bring her up as a shipping option, but like as a step or like as a father-in-law, what's the
as a father-in-law, I think she's fine as a father-in-law. As a shipping option, I don't think Arlecchino is a viable shipping option for anybody.
Yeah.
Because of where she's at in her life. She doesn't want a partner.
Not really into it. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I was gonna put him up. I was gonna say shipping option just because I was thinking of who were the other pyro polearms, and we've got Toma and Arlecchino, and it's like, Toma's of course.
Both of them are bad picks for Hu Tao.
But yeah, I think
doesn't need a Toma.
Father-in-law Arlecchino would be fine. I think I like this Lenny pick. I think that this is a good one.
I think Arlecchino would want a lot of intimate knowledge about life and death from Hu Tao because of her curse and because of her work.
Yeah.
And her history.
They'd have a lot to talk about.
She's
at family gatherings.
They have a lot to talk about, and Hu Tao could probably take care of that ghost problem.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like actually help the little girl really move on for real. Instead of like being stuck in a cycle that happens every now and then.
Right.
I think that they would be fine. At family gatherings, probably Hu Tao and father don't speak much to each other. But I feel like father's never going to speak much to whoever Lenny ends up with.
Right.
In general. She's not that interested.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really not. So, yeah.
Like, we love her, but...
Yeah. Yep. And then Hu Tao would be the stepmom of whenever Lenny becomes king of that House of the Hearth. All of a sudden, we've got stepmom Hu Tao. And I think she'd be fine. I think Hu Tao would be a fine stepmom. Yeah, I think
she would be fine.
Yeah. She'd have her little songs. Yeah. She likes lullabies and shit. I don't know.
I think she's good with kids, honestly. Yeah, and I think she's she would fit in the House of the Hearth in that she's an adult who doesn't water things down for kids or try to like hide real truths of life from kids. She just tells them, and then she's like, but that's okay. Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I think that's very House the Hearth style. They're not going to, protect kids from the harsh realities. They're going to tell them about them and then be like, but you'll have your family, so you don't have to worry that much.
Yeah, interesting. I like this. I like Lenny. This is a good one. This is I'm enjoying it. I like the idea. Because Lenny's got to get out there, dude. He needs some more shipping options, and I think
he does. He's going to end up single. He's going to end up married to the job.
Yeah, he's gotta work on his attachment to Lynette. Is what needs to happen. He needs some space, but
it's a little close. I don't think Hu Tao would mind it though.
Yeah, definitely not. It's great.
There are definitely other characters who would get jealous of that, but I don't think Hu Tao's one.
Yoimiya, another fire character. I don't know why I feel like Hu Tao with another pyro character is like a good idea, but yeah, I don't know.
I like the idea of it, but it's again cheerful on cheerful. Like I think it's the same trouble that Shengling has with Hu Tao as a pair. It's just like,
I don't know if we've established that that's
silly.
a problem. Like for them, it's a problem for everyone else. It's a problem. But
well, I think a one-dimensional relationship isn't a good ship.
Sure.
I mean, sure, they're viable. It can be on the list, but it's going to be like D tier for me because they're going to run around and light fireworks and like talk and be cheerful together. But I don't think they have like a deeper connection than that.
Yeah, probably not. And I can't really fight for Yoimiya here very much because her personality is really it's really something.
It's it works for Ayaka. I like Yoimiya and Ayaka.
Yeah.
I just feel like that works because there's enough hot and cold. There's enough different and same that it can go. I feel like the problem with all of the fire characters is that they're all very passionate and they're all very cheerful, except for Arlecchino, who is not cheerful, but is very passionate, right? They're all very driven and directed, and the thing they do is the thing they care about most. And I think trying to match any two of these characters together, you get a slightly less interesting match than if you pair Hu Tao with somebody outside of fire who maybe has a different outlook. And I know I'm, my favorite ship so far is Lenny, and that is, he's fire and he's cheerful, but he also just like has more, he has darker shades and he has more depth.
And he likes to talk about
the same way that Hu Tao does. Yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah, absolutely. He likes to talk about some other stuff, and he's more interested in other people's stuff, Yoimiya doesn't. She hardly knows that other people exist, so that's.
Or she's overly involved with other people. Like she knows her neighbors too well, but it's because she never shuts up when she visits them.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I definitely think Lenny's got the right personality for all this. I like this. This is a good outside the box one. Because I'm trying to think, like she doesn't have real canon shipping options. I feel like other than us, like she's kind of a
she's there for us.
Yeah, another Ayaka type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't really have a partner in crime other than Zhongli.
I don't know if he's really a partner in crime. He's kind of a lackey, which is very funny.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a good. So we've got a good one from Fontaine, a good one from Mondstadt with Venti.
Another good one from Fontaine with Farina.
Oh yeah, and Farina. Yeah. Did we have anyone from Inazuma that's a good option, you think? Because she talks to Kazuha in that TCG event, and they like each other. He's also poetic. It's kind of, I feel like she wouldn't mind
I don't know
dating
Kazuha well enough. I feel like Kazuha eludes me.
He's a real sad sack about his dead friend, air quotes friend. So, I don't, I don't know. I feel like I feel like Hu Tao and Kazuha would definitely like get along really, really well, but I don't really know. I don't know.
I think they would.
I don't know about the romantic spark though.
I think they would get along. Yeah. I think that's true. I don't see romantic spark for Kazuha with anybody in the state tough. That he's currently in. Yeah, it's really he's not tough.
Over it.
It's really tough. He's just not over it. Yeah. Nobody from Inazuma surfaces. Nobody's coming to mind for Hu Tao. I do think that Hu Tao and Ito would be problematically really fun together, but I don't want them to date.
Really? Yeah. I mean,
I think they could really fuck some shit up together and it would be hilarious. But he really needs someone to rein him in, and Hu Tao's not that guy. She's going to be like, yeah, and then what?
Yeah, they would really get up to some no good, for sure. Mm-hmm. They'd get into trouble. Like the go to jail kind of trouble. So.
Yeah, like real serious trouble.
Yeah.
Like not allowed back in Inazuma ever again trouble.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't think that she. I mean, Kuki's out there, and Kuki's she's a good match for anyone, right? So
she's a good match for anyone. I hesitate to pick Kuki when we're talking about shipping options because she just feels like if she loves you, she's a good match for you.
Yeah, she's another Nilu out here.
Mm-hmm.
Farazan. I was thinking, Nilu is not like Farazan, but I feel like Farazan is a good character like Nilu, where she's got a real personality. So like, I feel like if she liked someone, she really would kind of.
We have a few Swiss Army shippers, and it's Nilu and Farazan and Kuki.
Yeah, Kuki's real flexible here. Yeah, and I feel like I'd like it. I mean, Kuki's kind of more serious, but is obviously down for some shenanigans. But then that's
she
why
likes
she's
to
with
have
Ito.
Fun. I do feel like
she's for Ito.
Yeah, I feel like she would be largely in the same situation. She'd just have less to clean up.
Yeah.
With Hu Tao.
Potentially, it depends on how much of a mess Hu Tao wants to make.
No, she would have less to clean up. Yeah. Hu Tao is smart. So what happens with Ito is that he's dumb. Mm-hmm. And so even though his heart's in the right place, he does stupid things. Hu Tao could be problematic in a different way, in that she could organize an entire event that would be a complete inconvenience to Kuki.
Specifically,
but she could do it really competently, and she could check all of her boxes without Kuki's help. So she could maybe like pull a fast one on Kuki more and maybe put her out in a grander scale kind of way. But I don't think she does it as often as Ito does.
Yeah, probably not. It'd be hard to do it as often as Ito does. He does. Yeah. He wakes up in the morning and he says to himself, "How am I going to ruin Kuki's day today?" But
no, he wakes up in the morning and says to himself, what would be fun regardless of the cost? And then Kuki wakes up an hour later and goes, and what do I got to get him out of this time?
We heckin' love Kuki and Ito, though.
I love them. They're a perfect ship. They're incredible.
So, what about Sumeru, though? We don't have any Sumeru options on the table right now. Other than, I mean, Nilu and Farazan, of course. What was Farazan an okay option? I feel like I feel like maybe not. I feel like they kind of clash a little bit.
I feel like maybe not. I want to say Sino, actually. Because I feel like
She would get his
Go ahead.
jokes. I don't know. I don't know her response to his jokes. She'd be like, okay, like
She likes
okay,
wordplay, though.
she does.
I feel like of all the characters in all of the nations, if any of the playables are likely to think Sino is legitimately funny, I think it's Hu Tao.
She would get it. She likes, like you said, she likes the wordplay. She likes poetic nonsense. So
yeah, I think she would ooh and ah and then like try to add on to the jokes.
Which that would be wonderful for Saito. That would be an incredible change of pace.
Yeah, because she did have in the poetry event, I feel like she had at least one poem that was a series of like wordplay puns.
I don't remember, but yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure when it happened we were talking about Sino.
Did Sing Cho do poems that were like purposefully bad, or is Sing Cho just like bad at poetry? I forget what Sing Cho's like gimmick was there. It's like he definitely had.
Know.
It's like his handwriting was really bad or something. But I feel like
he wrote them almost unintelligibly,
right?
For some reason. But it was like in an event where you were supposed to guess who wrote what poem. He was like, just playing the game as hard as he could, like a fucking tryhard. I think he wrote a purposefully kind of nonsense poem in a really messy handwriting so that people would think it was Paimon's poem.
Fair enough. Yeah, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if he was like bad at poetry or something, but I can't remember. But yeah, so Sino, maybe not that great at poetry, but does like puns, and that's that could be the foundation for some conversation.
That could be the foundation for conversation, and she would play TCG with him.
She does like.
She would think he's funny. She would enjoy him. He's got this like dark brooding thing sometimes that I think she would also be able to like jive with. I think that they would be fun together.
That'd be fine. Yeah, it'd be a fine situation. They're both career people. They've got their stuff they want to take care of.
Yeah, I'm tapped though.
Yeah, that's tough. That's Hu Tao, honestly though, is kind of, she doesn't get a lot of attention for being a flexible shipping option, but I feel like she's kind of like, if Hu Tao likes you, you're probably interested. So like these other people for Hu Tao, she's got a very interesting dynamic, deep kind of personality. So it's like if she ended up liking someone who's like not necessarily the best option, but like her and Dia, if Dia wanted her in the harem, and Hu Tao liked Dia, then I feel like Dia would like Hu Tao. It's just that like just kind of forcing them together isn't really a good idea. But I think that they met and liked each other, it'd be fine kind of thing. And I feel that way about a lot of characters. I feel like Hu Tao could get along with a lot of people. But I don't know.
Yes. I think that's true. I think Hu Tao at base is like a neutral shipping option. She's not likely to like really, really like or really, really hate someone on first meeting. And then it's about like, okay, but does it go somewhere from there?
Yeah.
And it's largely about the other person, if it goes somewhere or not.
Sure.
I think Wanderer, I'm tapped on people.
What's your thought? I don't think he'd like her.
I don't think he would like her.
I think she's too challenging.
She's very challenging for him. I don't think that he's ready for that.
Yeah, probably.
I think she would be more than willing to discuss things that he needs to talk about. But I think she's too challenging for him.
Yeah. It'd be tough. It'd be tough being that edgy around Hito. Because she can call
until he can say to Nikita that he loves her like a mom. He's not ready for Hu Tao. He needs some emotional growth.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because she would just say to him, like, Nikita is your mom, right? You should be nicer to her.
True. Yeah. True. All right. I think that this is spooky episode coming to a close. What are some of your spooky final thoughts?
Some of my spooky final thoughts. Let me think. Love to Mothman, the Loch Ness Monster, the Flatwood Monster, the Jersey Devil.
Shout out Jersey
Bigfoot. I can't think of any other cryptids off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm missing some. Shout out to the real spooky scaries out there, quote unquote real spooky scaries out there, the OGs this holiday season. You know, you're the real reason for the season, spooky boys. We love you. I can't think of anything. Oh, El Chupacabra. I can't think of anything else. We just had talked about maybe talking about cryptids at some point, and I don't have much to say other than
just shouting them out.
I just love them all.
Yeah,
I just love them all.
We can shout them out and give love to the cryptids. That's great. Oh.
You can say it a little less like you're mocking me.
No, hey, we heckin' love the cryptids around here. It's great.
How many of those had you never heard of before?
I've heard of Mothman, the Jersey Devil, and Bigfoot, and the Loch Ness Monster.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know if there's any of them that I hadn't heard of.
Perfect.
Chupacabra, I've heard of him.
I'm so proud.
Oh, there's some sort of witch in there. I don't think.
Oh, the Flatwoods Monster?
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of her.
Okay.
Or them.
I mean, all cryptids are them.
Okay.
Cryptids.
That's fair.
Except, I guess, Mothman, who seemingly identifies as a man, but
seemingly he's got the cheeks of a man on that statue.
We'll use he, they pronouns for sweet old Mothman.
Yeah. I don't know. The Loch Ness Monster. I don't know.
People refer to Nessie as a she, but that's also just like anything having to do with water is gendered female for some reason.
It's true.
So
yeah. My final thoughts. I'm glad we have Hu Tao in Genshin. Like, I'm glad we've got a spooky character, because there's not much more spooky characters. Like in Star Rail, we've got like Hanya and Zhuyi and Huo. Like there's kind of multiple characters that are kind of into the ghosts.
Yeah, they're like doing spooky in Star Rail.
And we don't really have a lot of ghost talkers. We don't have any more mediums in there other than
Chungyun.
Chungyun, yeah. I guess the Adeptus are kind of, they're attached to the spiritual world, but it's kind of,
they're just
funky.
not spooky coded.
Yeah, they're not very spooky. Chungyun's identity as an exorcist, you're kind of right. He's kind of spooky.
Right. I just have to say that he is actually an exorcist. I do have to point that out.
Yeah, he's an exorcist, which, I mean, technically Shinha is too. It's not like much of her identity. It's like it is and it isn't. It is her identity.
I mean,
but she doesn't yap about it.
She knows the oath.
She knows the oath more than Chungyun does. So, yeah.
Chungyun can't remember it. It's so easy to. It's like world be saved or something. It's like you shouldn't be forgetting that one, bud.
It's all good though. We love Chungyun. And it's funny because it's more of his identity. So, I mean, I guess you're right. Like, I believe that Ganyu and Shinha are both technically exorcists, but.
Well, and Father's a cursed being, so that's a little spooky.
True. Yeah. She's cursed. And I mean, the Baiju, he's just not spooky coded, he does a lot with the life and death, but there's a lot of life and death stuff in the game. I guess it's just that it's not very spooky. I think you're right. I think Chungyun's like the second most spooky guy, and it's like not that spooky.
It's like the chasm between Hu Tao and Chungyun on spookiness is so wide.
Yeah. And then from Chungyun it goes to Shinha, who is also not that, like she's
Not
an exorcist,
spooky.
but it's like it's no big deal to her, she's just like, I'll just go kill the spirits. Like it's fine. Like it doesn't she's not that interested. She is,
Yeah.
but it's like not that big of a deal to her.
But she's like more afraid of people than she is of monsters or spirits, which is a fun angle. It just doesn't make her spooky.
Yeah.
She's kind of the cryptid, but also you will never see her as actually unleashed.
Right. Yeah. Tragically.
Mm-hmm.
Over the Garden Wall is great. Carved pumpkins.
Yes, it is.
You gotta show me some carved. What else do they carve?
Turnips.
Turnips. I gotta see a carved turnip after this.
Oh my god, I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Good night, babies. We're out of here.
Good night, babies. Happy Halloween.
Yes. Happy Halloween.